Huge Tesla news confirmed by Elon Musk. And while the market is down, Tesla stock is actually up. And click the like button if you like seeing that. Tesla stock is now so close to the all-time high. Here's what's up. Tesla to scale up robotaxi fleet to 1,500 vehicles by year end, says Elon Musk. He revealed plans to deploy 500 robotaxis in Austin alone and 1,000 more in California's Bay Area by the end of the year. Now I hear some people saying, oh, but this is Elon Musk's timeline. Hey, when he talks about the long term, yes, he's often, very often, quite late. But when he talks about short term goals, like a month or 2 months away or 2 weeks away, usually those tend to be not far off from what he promises. And so we are seeing price target increases. For example, here, Deutsche Bank increased their Tesla stock price target. Dan Ives posted an update saying his price target is $600. But really on TV earlier, he said that he basically thinks Tesla stock is going to double in the next 12 months. But the robotaxi expansion, this is per Grok. There's roughly 300 to 600 active Uber drivers in the Austin metro area on average, peaking to roughly 1,200 for weekends and events. Tesla, in the meantime, has a goal to have 500 robotaxis in the Austin metro area by the end of the year. If successful, Tesla may very well do more Uber rides, and pay attention to this, in Austin metro by the beginning of next year. Tesla could go from non-existent to the rideshare lion's share within 9 months. Folks, pay attention here. What Uber did to the taxi industry, Tesla is going to do to Uber. Except there's going to be one difference. It's probably going to happen a lot faster. And Deutsche Bank here made a very brave decision to raise their price target to $470 because they are bullish on robotaxis. I'm telling you guys, there's no company in the world that's braver than Deutsche Bank that has a price target that basically matches exactly where Tesla stock currently is. Although, to give them some credit, they did increase their price target in the morning before the stock market was open, so it was trading at 455. Now it's basically at 470. A round of applause for Deutsche Bank. So Kalshi is like a betting website, and they say Jess Sim, Morgan Stanley warns Tesla stock needs Elon Musk's $1 trillion pay plan. 92% chance it is approved by shareholders. I think that's from their betting outcomes, I guess. That's the chance, supposedly. I think 92% is very, very ridiculously understated. The chances of that plan of being approved is actually closer to like 99.9%. I think the only really reasonable possibility of why it wouldn't be approved is if Elon Musk somehow just disappeared from this earth or passed away. That's really the only way I can see that, why it wouldn't pass. Oh wait, they weren't kidding. You can actually bet money on this, and supposedly it only gives a 93% chance of the compensation package to be approved. I feel like I need to sign up for this and bet big because this sounds like easy money. They do have some rules, however. Maybe there's something buried in these rules, but I'm not so sure. Anyway, I can't believe that the market thinks there's a 7% chance currently of the pay package not being approved. That is ridiculous. If you haven't voted yet, make sure to vote because we only have so little time. And also, I sort of feel like is everything properly 100% legal if I am a Tesla shareholder and I vote in favor of Elon having his compensation package approved, and then I sign up for this other website, for this betting website, and I bet money on the compensation package to be approved? Is this a gray area or is this completely, totally fine? I think it should be fine, but you should probably double check. Oh, and check this out. Samsung SDI has reportedly reached an agreement with Tesla to supply more than $2.1 billion worth of energy storage system batteries to Tesla over 3 years, according to the Korea Economic Daily. And check this out, guys. Tesla Cybercab is on display in China for the first time. This is at the International Import Expo in Shanghai, which starts tomorrow. Also, Waymo has announced that they will be launching robotaxi services in Las Vegas, Detroit, and San Diego starting next year. Basically, all they are doing is just setting up all of the regulatory rules that Tesla needs to follow once Tesla is ready to launch in these markets, and then they will be basically destroyed. It's sort of like they're digging their own grave. And Waymo, we appreciate you very much for digging and doing all of that hard work. This is a very charitable contribution to Tesla shareholders. We thank you so much. After all, Google's slogan was "Don't be evil," and certainly with these actions, I cannot see how Waymo, which is basically part of Google, how they would be evil with this. Certainly, it's the opposite of being evil. Thank you very much. And then from the All In podcast, Jason, Elon Musk was a guest over there. He confirmed with Elon Musk that the Cybercab won't have a steering wheel. Elon shut it down with the analogy, have you ever wanted to take over driving in an Uber? And my answer to that is absolutely, definitely 100% without a shadow of a doubt, yes. I have had moments like that, no doubt about it, so it's not a very good analogy. But I do understand what he means. I've never actually taken over the steering wheel of an Uber. But Elon said we are not putting a steering wheel in them. People may think they want to drive their car, but the reality is they don't. I wouldn't actually take Elon too seriously about this, because one thing about Elon is he changes his opinion and his strategy and attitude if it makes sense. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, like the no stocks, no turning signal. That was a mistake that is now corrected. Then the new Tesla Model Y that I have, oh my God, that is the best turning stock I've ever experienced. Keep in mind though, I used to have a BMW and a Mercedes, and coming from a BMW, that is not exactly a high bar to beat. But I don't know, in my life, I've driven at least 30 different cars, and by far, I would say the Tesla Model Y has the best stock for turning signals. And I'm so looking forward to these robotaxis in the Bay Area and the Austin area. This is going to be huge. And it'll be even more fun to see when Tesla comes in and suddenly Uber is not able to compete with Tesla, and Waymo also somehow will not be able to compete with Tesla. Now, Waymo can sort of go on for a little bit longer because they don't really have to make money, but Uber, nah, they sort of really have to make money. So if Tesla keeps offering these cheap rides, the demand for Uber rides is going to drop like a stone. And by a stone, I really mean a big stone that's an asteroid that's coming from outer space and then crashing and then completely exploding and, leaving a lot of damage, big enough damage to basically destroy Waymo and Uber. Uber is first, Waymo is going to be second, because Waymo can burn cash for longer. Okay, so the steering wheel. Joe shares his thoughts regarding the Cybercab steering wheel situation. The Tesla Cybercab and the hot topic of it will or will not have a steering wheel and pedals appears to be a lightning rod topic right now without a doubt. But whether it will or will not have a steering wheel present seems to be a bit of a sideshow, as I think a deeper discussion is actually being triggered by this, and that deeper issue is there a large enough demand for fully autonomous vehicles that have no manual driving provisions big enough to justify the Cybercab design, production, and market acceptance. Is this the right move for Tesla, or is a bridging strategy a better way forward until acceptance of full autonomy is more pervasive? Well, Elon Musk has never been a fan of bridging strategies. I am a big fan of bridging strategies. That's sort of how I built my career in many ways. It's not like I didn't see Tesla stock back in 2015 and I didn't think it's a great company to invest in, but I just thought, you know what, I want a little bit more stability and predictability, and I would like a bit more certainty that it is going to work. I don't want to just invest in a dream, although there is some very solid stuff behind this dream. I want a very clear path to profitability, which in the early 2019 moment, even though this was really betting against the consensus, I thought Tesla has a pretty clear long-term path to profitability. The worst thing that really could happen is Tesla would be bought out by some company like Apple. And the most likely scenario, because Elon Musk has done the impossible over and over and over again, is Elon Musk is going to focus on Tesla, pull a rabbit out of the hat, and then pull another one, and then pull another one, and he will keep pulling them until he pulls out a profitable rabbit out of the Tesla hat. And at that time, Tesla already had the Model 3, was clearly a success, and the Model Y was purely an idea of the Tesla team, not Elon Musk. Elon Musk was actually against it quite strongly. It took the whole Tesla team to convince him, hey, look, this is a good idea to do. And the same thing is happening here again, and Elon Musk, I believe, is going to cave in if full self-driving is not good enough yet to not have a steering wheel. Because while it might be safer than human driving, the regulator might say, you know what, in some situations, we would rather have you have a steering wheel. And at that point, it might just be much simpler to just throw in these steering wheels in the cars instead of having this massive conflict and disagreement and argument with a regulator. But if full self-driving keeps progressing at this fast pace, and it is obviously clearly so much better and safer than human driving in all of the places in the US, then yeah, it does make sense to not even have a steering wheel. Now, Joe continues here. Most people like the design and overall features of the Cybercab and really like the styling and are already thinking of ways to customize it to their tastes. Many people really seem to want a lower cost vehicle and see Cybercab with a steering wheel as the best way to do this. Many think the Model 3, Tesla's smallest car, currently is still too big and expensive, especially for Europeans. The Model 3 is a huge vehicle in Europe. And in most places, if you pulled up in a Model Y in Europe, oh my God, it's like you're pulling up in a big Range Rover or something in the US. It's the same thing. There seems to be pent-up demand and people are ready to spend their hard-earned cash to buy a Cybercab, but with a way to manually drive it. Many people appreciate the goals of autonomy, but don't want to feel boxed in by decisions that give them no option to manually drive and use autonomy on demand. Most people look at a wide range of specific use cases where they perceive autonomy not being able to work and believe there is always a need for some form of manual driving capability. And then Farzad is of the opinion that people that are looking at Cybercab and are getting upset that Tesla may actually modify the platform to include steering wheel and pedals are actively ignoring the current landscape of transportation. It would be an amazing thing for Tesla to sell as many vehicles as it can, given that all Tesla vehicles are already robo-taxis with steering wheels or not. And then I have some news for everyone too. You know what? If the steering wheel, like if someone in the robo-taxi, that's a Model Y, someone like wants to take over the steering wheel for whatever reason, you could also just remove the steering wheel. Now I know the goal to not have the steering wheel and the pedals, the goal of that is to actually have lower costs. So actually putting them in and then removing them after, that sounds a bit counterintuitive in terms of cost. But if we have vehicles that are capable of robotaxis and we have regulatory constraints, I don't see a problem in putting the steering wheel in and the pedals. And then later, once we overcome these challenges, then we can remove them. This way, hopefully we scale much faster, and also we have these vehicles that can be sold to regular consumers. And Hans here has a very strong opinion. Cybercab or any variant thereof with the steering wheel and pedals is not happening. Oh, my friend, I do like you a lot, but I believe, unfortunately, you couldn't be more wrong because it has already happened. This is a Cybercab, and very clearly you can see that it does have a steering wheel. So unfortunately, it has already happened. Now, I understand he's talking about the future, but I think it's important to not ignore what already literally happened. And if you can have a steering wheel during testing, it means it's built to also have a steering wheel when it's not being tested. And check this out, we have some big news here. Robotaxi testing sightings in Houston, Texas. The Tesla Model Y Juniper with manufacturer plates was spotted in Montrose area in Houston, Texas. 2 videos here. And yep, this is in Houston, Texas. Elon Musk is actually in a bit of a fight here with Sam Altman, who canceled his Roadster reservation and supposedly didn't get his money back. Elon explains, you stole a nonprofit and you forgot to mention Act 4, where this issue was fixed and you received a refund within 24 hours, but that is in your nature. Michael Dell, who is a billionaire, and I think he's pretty friendly with Elon, he's urging everyone to vote for Elon. He has a lot of praise for Elon too. And look at what Ross Gerber is saying here. I've never seen a worse board than Tesla. It's so transparent that they all represent Elon's interests and zero representation of the other 85% of the company. It's absurd to basically give Elon Musk $1 trillion of Tesla's shareholder value for a set of arbitrary goals based around a threat to leave too. Ross is definitely quite bitter that he didn't get elected to be on the Tesla board. And if he was on the board, then I would agree with him. The board could become pretty bad. But I think Ross is he even a Tesla shareholder anymore? So he wants Tesla to represent his interests, but he doesn't own Tesla stock anymore. What business does he have to say what the shareholders want? I'll tell him what I want. I want the compensation package to be approved, and so do all of the other shareholders. Wait, what? He still owns some Tesla stock? Is this real? This is pretty recent, October 23rd. I remember seeing these headlines. Ross Gerber has dumped Tesla stock while calling for a collapse. Shares are more than 50%. This was May 19th. This is too funny. Back on May 19th of this year, he said, I thought it's been overvalued for a while, and I certainly don't care if it gets more overvalued. We own a lot of it, and I can sell more. So he does still own, supposedly, according to him, a lot of Tesla stock. Okay, so I checked multiple sources, multiple websites, and they all do seem to come to around the same conclusion that Gerber's firm still owns about 223,000 shares. Now, that's not necessarily him owning all of that stock, but he does have influence over the stock. Now, in the meantime, his ETF. Okay, so I finally found his ETF, which it used to be really easy to find all the holdings in the ETF, but now it's a little harder. I'm able to see the top 25 holdings of the ETF, and they have in total 34 holdings, and Tesla is not in the top 25. If it was, let's say, the 25th biggest holding, then that would equal to something like no more than $280,000 worth of Tesla stock. So it's a little bit disingenuous, I think, to say that he does own Tesla stock. Probably what is more likely happening, he might own Tesla stock through an index, like an S&P 500 that he perhaps bought for his clients, or the clients told him, look, Tesla stock, I like it. I know it's a good investment. Keep it. Don't you dare sell it for me. I know you want to sell it. No. You can't. Keep it. So he might actually be fighting his clients to sell Tesla stock, and they refuse to sell. Because looking at his ETF, it's not even in the top 25 holdings, and perhaps he has exactly zero. Maybe he has a little bit. I don't know exactly. If anyone knows all of the holdings, please comment down below. Okay, so I actually found a list of all of the holdings, and guess what? Tesla is not in the list of holdings. So Ross Gerber himself, where he has direct control of these shares, he owns zero Tesla stock. His clients might own Tesla stock, but not him directly. He, in his own ETF, owns exactly zero, with which I have no problem. But one thing that I do have a problem with is he's actively advocating against this compensation package. He's actively advocating against Elon Musk. He's actively advocating against Tesla shareholder interests while his clients have Tesla stock. That does sound, I don't know, it doesn't sound good, does it? I wonder if he thinks that if Elon doesn't get this compensation package, I wonder if he thinks that Tesla stock would actually go up. Does he really think that it wouldn't hurt Tesla stock? I would find it incredibly hard to believe. Despite what many people think about Ross Gerber, I think he is, well, I mean, he did build a pretty sizable wealth management firm, and to do that, you do need to be pretty capable. But I think he's letting his political views take over, and he's campaigning against Elon Musk because of that. And perhaps some of his clients are very liberal, and if he doesn't say negative things about Elon Musk, perhaps he would risk losing some of these clients. But I still find it quite alarming to actively go against some of your clients' interests who hold Tesla stock, and him saying that Elon Musk shouldn't get the compensation package, which almost certainly drop Tesla stock price. Now, someone asked here, does anyone truly believe that Musk will resign from Tesla if he doesn't get his compensation package? Should pay be normalized that's worth $1 trillion or a fifth of the federal government's annual tax stake? Does anyone want Musk attempting to build a robot army under his control? But the thing is, do people believe that Elon will do the job for free forever? A guy worth $500 billion doesn't get out of bed for $1 million a year salary. I don't think that Elon would just completely leave Tesla, but he would just do enough to maintain the price of Tesla stock, and he wouldn't pay nowhere near as much attention as he will going forward because he will get his compensation package. I think his main focus would then be on XAI and X, but with this new compensation package going forward, I believe Tesla will be his primary main focus. Then we got an update from Elon directly, just finished a long AI 5 design review with the Tesla, California, and Texas chip engineers. It's going to be great, and AI 6 and AI 7 will follow in fast succession. AI 8 will be out of this world. Well, this is the kind of Elon that we are getting now that he basically knows he is going to get his compensation package. And of course, he does want to appear like he is spending quite a bit of time at Tesla and that he's focused on Tesla. This is an active effort from Elon Musk, I believe, but I also think this will continue. And I'm especially looking to AI 69. For the last 3 years, folks were complaining about Elon Musk not being involved enough in Tesla matters. For the next 3 years, folks are going to complain about Elon Musk hyping up Tesla too much. Once you learn, you can never win people's opinions. You win. And mark my words, Elon Musk over the next few years, he will make such decisions that we as Tesla shareholders sometimes will look at them and say, you know what, is this a good idea? Isn't this a bit too crazy? Isn't this a bit too much? Elon, should you maybe think about or reconsider this? And Elon will say, no, I'm doing it. Yep, this is what I want. This is what I will do. If you don't like it, well then, too bad. I'm doing it. And while some of these might not turn out the best, a few of those will turn out to be so great that it will push Tesla stock higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. He will definitely ruffle some feathers, and he'll also post a chip design review continues tomorrow, followed by Optimus demo review. Oh, and by the way, we in Canada now, we are getting Model Ys from Giga Berlin. The first batch of Giga Berlin Model Ys have made their way across Canada and have arrived on the west coast of Canada, not the east coast. The west coast, the coast that's closer to China. If you didn't know, Coquitlam is Vancouver, and I'm based in Vancouver. The Coquitlam Service Center is packed. Delivery should finally start this week. And check this out, Gary Black is more bullish about FSD here. The Tesla FSD community tracker shows FSD V14 at 1,677 miles per critical disengagement, a huge step up versus V13. So that's definitely good news. And think about this. If we have another version after V14 that improves just as much from V14 as V14 did from V13. Basically, we are perhaps at 10,000 miles per critical disengagement, which is basically what you need for robotaxi. We are so close. We're getting there. Now, Tesla does some FSD marketing news. From Sawyer, Tesla has introduced a new program called Tesla Ride in the US to encourage people to try FSD and more. We will come to you and take you where you want to go. Hop in the driver's seat and a Tesla advisor will join you as your co-pilot. They will walk you through all the car's latest features, including comfort settings, games that kids can play on the touch screens, and Grok AI, your AI companion who can answer all your questions and tell you stories. I've been using Grok in Teslas and isn't it nice? It's so good. We just need Grok to connect to the Tesla operating system, and then Grok could like adjust the temperature and other stuff and find songs and basically listen to commands and execute these commands and control parts of the vehicle. Now, the Tesla team might already be aware of this, but certainly we definitely need to train FSD a little bit more with leaves. Leaves are not dangerous. The vehicle slowed down here because of leaves. Not the best outcome really, but no danger really created. But if you do have someone tailgating you, this could be not the best outcome really. This was funny. Someone's asking to name something that Tesla does that BYD or Xiaomi can't. Here's an easy list. Number 1, make an EV profitably. Number 2, make the number 1 selling EV in their own home turf, China and the world. Number 3, full P2P self-driving. Number 4, robotaxi service. Number 5, Optimus. Number 6, Xiaomi cannot do Tesla Energy or Autobidder. And number 7, build and operate their own AI training clusters. I'll give you one more. These companies, they couldn't pay $1 trillion and attract the best CEO in the world. Oh, and Elon hints at more Tesla diners later on. Probably they will open one in Austin and later in Palo Alto. Oh, Jesus. This is Tesla Optimus. This is too good. This is perfect. Check this out. SpaceX has successfully launched its 100th Starlink mission of 2025. Over 2,500 Starlink satellites have been launched this year, a new record. Elon made an interesting remark here. Quantum computing is best done in the permanently shadowed craters on the moon. Now, you might think this is a bit philosophical and stuff, but actually, quantum computers work best in extremely cold and stable environments. Moon's permanently shadowed craters have temperatures that drop below -200 Celsius, which helps quantum bits work without losing information. Also, Elon Musk and Sam Altman, they are fighting. Elon also replied with a tale in 52 pages here. Stephen Mark Ryan also made a comment, after which he explained he would never kill himself. Today, certainly, it's a good day for Tesla stock investors. Tesla stock is so close to an all-time high. If you just look at this chart, it sort of appears almost like it is at an all-time high, but we are just a tiny bit away from the all-time high, which was at $488. My name is Matt Posius. In my stock portfolio, I remain all in Tesla stock, and I will see you in the next video, probably on Wednesday.